Hello everyone and welcome to today's Daily Splat. Today is video number 16 in our series of 20 previewing the English Premier League season. Yes, we are coming to a close now, we're in the final quarter, and that of course means that we're but a few short sleeps away till football resumes and all of our lives are back on track. So, Swansea City, the subject of today's video, the third of the promoted sides, having come up through the playoffs, beating Reading in the playoff final in what was an absolutely cracking game. They won 4-2. Now, quite simply, I'm going to be honest, I don't think Swansea City are going to stay up. However, whilst I was quite negative about Norwich and still believe that it would take a pretty sensational effort for them to stay up, considering, they were only in the Championship a season, having just come up from League One. Swansea City, I think, are much more capable of surviving in the Premier League. I do think they're just going to miss out. I do think they're going to finish 18th. I have to be perfectly honest. However, survival might just be possible. Gary Monk has signed a contract extension. That's the latest bit of Swansea City news, which is really good news for them. To have all the old heads on board is really important. And of course, Brendan Rodgers in charge of the club. It'll be interesting to see how he copes with Premier League football. I personally think, whilst the Swans might not necessarily survive, I think we may well see him as a regular manager of Premier League clubs. He is a very, very good managerial prospect. But of course he's got to focus on keeping the Swans up. The signing of Wayne Routledge certainly is an indication of their intent to stay up. But I do think the loss of David Pratley, who's gone over to join Bolton, it's a bit of a blow. He was one of their better performers last season, and without him they could be in a bit of trouble. Also the goalkeeper they brought in, the former Portuguese international Moreira, I think could be a pretty shrewd move. But I think it's going to take a couple more shrewd moves if they're going to stay up. Based on their current squad, I just can't see it. I think, not that I can't see it. Sorry, I should rephrase it. I think they are just going to miss out. I think it's the experience thing. If they're competing with other teams that have been involved in these relegation battles recently, the teams that have been hardened by their experiences, the teams like Wolves and Wigan and West Brom to an extent, and the other sides that are there or thereabouts, Blackburn Rovers, for example, they don't have that sort of hard, determined, against the odd survival spirit. They certainly have lots of spirit in the fact that they got themselves promoted for a playoff. The sides that come up for a playoff obviously have to show real determination, and the sides that come up for the playoff tend to be the most fun as well. Blackpool last season, obviously you have the likes of Burnley and Hull City, teams like that. They just seem to be more exciting and more the one to watch. And I think Swansea certainly are going to be interesting. The first Welsh side up in the Premier League, obviously. Very, very good news for them, and even better they got there before Cardiff. I'm sure they'll be enjoying that. The fact is, I don't like seeing any team get relegated, with maybe the possible exception of Liverpool and Manchester City. But I'm just jibing. Relegation is a horrible thing for teams to go through. I certainly think Swansea are in a better position than Norwich. And if it wasn't for all the funds that Queen's Park Rangers had, I think they'd be in a better position than QPR in terms of team ethos and spirit and that sort of thing. But I think they are just going to miss out, unfortunately. But I am looking forward to seeing how they go. The one thing they do have their advantage is, of course, they are, when they play at home, they are really going to feel like the home side. They are the only Welsh team. They're there representing essentially a country in the English top flight. So, that could be a big advantage for them going home. And of course, for the away fans, they'll certainly attract a few of their countrymen going over and going away, hey boys, and all that. But yes, Swansea City, I think, will just go down. They will finish 18th, and that will be that for a season. But who knows? Okay, pardon me. Join me again tomorrow when we will be talking about Tottenham Hotspurs and where they're going to finish this season. And of course that's depending on what players they can keep hold of. We'll have more to report tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.